Oh, big dog, living in a movie. Big dog, that's me. Big dog, living in a movie. Zoom done, daddy's little fuck what? Daddy's little fuck rag. Yes, baby, you got it. You know about like Aerosmith though for some reason. I like his retro music. Big dog, living in a movie. Daddy's little fuck rag. Yeah, that's right, baby. Oh, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Love you too, baby. I don't mind. Whip me around the house by my fucking hair. Daddy. Whip me around your head like a fucking dragon, Daddy. Okay? Around your fucking head. That's what I want. Daddy fucking place. Daddy fucking place. Real about a chitter chatter. It sucks though, you know. Daddy's little fuck rag. Daddy's fuck rag. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, you know better than I do what I did. I don't remember. Yeah, we used to play, the Clash Bar, the Continentals, both Continentals, and CBGBs a lot. I remember I was, I wish I didn't do, you take drugs and you drink and you think it's going to heighten the experience and you want to get over your nerves, but it's no good because you can't remember. I wish, and these are things that I should not have been wasted for. But although I played like probably the best I ever played, because I could be on the floor and just play. And I know they were great gigs. We used to play CBs all the time. I liked CBs because it was like QE2 in Albany. They had a tremendous PA. Where they mic the drums, and the drums don't even need to be mic'd, and the vocal monitors were right in your ear, a big speaker, and you couldn't lose time. You could hear the vocals, you could hear the bass, you could hear everything. QE2 was similar to CBGBs. I like QE2 better, but CBs was the next best thing. We used to play there a lot. No, he didn't tell me not to smoke. I knew better not to smoke. He would tell the crowd when I'd play with him, everybody put out your cigarettes. Because I think he said he had lung problems, but he told me later that he was just allergic to the shit and make his eyes burn. And he just didn't like cigarettes because Bobby smoked. We were smoking. He's a big Chiba smoker. We were smoking mad joints with him. We took him down here to Mike's restaurant, the Greek, to McCroft's restaurant. And I don't know what we were thinking. We should have gotten fucking pictures of that. We're sitting there where my band first formed in 1988, and it used to be a little counter coffee shop, and it turned into this mega awesome Greek diner. Mike is a phenomenal cook. Phenomenal. He's ready to fry, motherfuckers. And Spiro's old place there, it's still there. And we're sitting in there with Bobby Steele, I didn't go to those shows. I had shit to do, so I let my band go play for me. I let my drummer take my place. And no, he didn't say that. He was talking to the crowd. He probably knew there were cameras there that night, and he doesn't want to be on camera with big red eyes, and he just don't like cigarettes. I was smoking cigarettes around him, but he didn't care. Bobby Steele is a wonderful talker. He talks about politics. He talks about, we talked about, he called me at home when I first finally got to talk to him. And we talked for about 3 hours. We talked about the Misfits. We talked about politics. We talked about conspiracy theories. We talked about his landlord. And he was explaining to me rent control. And he had a lot of the same problems I had in one of the apartments. He was getting mold, and it was fucking with his lungs. And I'm like, yeah, Bobby, you don't want to. I told him, you don't want to go head to head with black mold. You will die. You'll end up with pleurisy or ammonia, even in your 20s or 30s or 40s, which he was in his 40s then. And eventually I made a monster. It's about his landlord, and because I guess he had gotten that apartment. He came from Teaneck, New Jersey, and he had gotten that apartment. I forget where it was. It's in Brooklyn or maybe the Bronx. I forget where he was living then. And he had a sweet-ass little apartment. He has Marshall Plexi in there. He had original Misfits posters from Max's Kansas City. We went, I remember walking by, it wasn't open, but the sign was still there when we used to play CB's Max's Kansas City, and I just used to stare at it like, holy shit, you know, John Lennon, Edie Sedgwick, fucking, you know, the Misfits, Nico, you know, it was amazing. Running down Albany Ave, chasing my girlfriend and shit in the Bowery. CB's was nice. CB's was nice. It was nice. You know, those days are gone. But like, I seen that video, 12 videos, that the most defining moment for me was first going to see the Undead in like 96 or 97. And I had finally got away because I got in a fight with my girlfriend, and I was able to leave the area for 10 minutes. And as a treat, my bass player, my friend Theo, took me out there to go see, and we saw they were on. Well, first we saw them with the Bullies, who, yeah, I was in love with. I thought they were phenomenal too. They sounded just like they should have been with us. They should have been with us in the Erotics, because that's what they sounded like, a combination. We've seen them with Johnny Heffernan, the first singer. Then 9/11 happened, and we came back and we seen him again. And this time we seen the Undead and the Bullies with the Malignment. And it was for 9 Toes Later, I think. Because he had just, well, in the recent years, had had his toe amputated because, complications of spinal bifida and a leg brace. And that's why it was called 9 Toes Later. And then we started playing with him. And then my band took him to Jersey, and they did a bunch of shit. And by that time, I was too drugged out. I didn't really want to do it. But Bobby called me again. It was great. He's like, well, where were you, man? I was really hoping to see you. And I was like, wow, you are an awesome motherfucker. I love you. He signed, at the time, this is, with that fucking house burning down. But I had all of Bobby's records, and he made quite a lot of records. I had about 10 7-inches, 3 12 inches, other shit. He signed them all. Remember, he signed in my Act Your Rage. He's like, oh, wow, where'd you get this one? He's like, this is a special press. We only press so many of these. Yeah, it was great. He went right through them all. Signed my Misfit shit. Signed my, I had him sign. And then my friends came over who had originals. They signed a 3 Hits from Hell. White and a red one. He signed a Halloween. He even signed shit that he didn't play on, which was cool too. Would you believe I used to have an Unholy Passion that was signed by Zing? No, I think it was missing Zing. It didn't have Zing. It had it was autographed by Glenn Danzig and Yvonne. My friend Nick Esposito. It was his record. He had gotten it in Jersey, and he had gotten into drugs, and he sold off his collection, and I ended up with it finally. It was worth about $600 at the time. It's worth more now. It's the best record I ever had. And it's the only thing my band ever stole from me. I stole a lot of shit from them, so I kind of had it coming to me. And it's a fair trade. I used to get jealous of Alex, and I sold one of Alex's guitars one year, and Alex was not too happy. But I love Alex with all my heart. Since it's a fair trade, I'm like, okay, you're not going to give it back. You're going to just, but the way they stole it was real classy. I'm just like, well, Ted, have you seen my, because these guys don't steal. It's against their moral code. But they had it with me by then. And I felt good being able to pay him back. Ted's like, I don't know. Ask Alex. And I'm like, okay, I got you. What goes around goes around. But I'm glad that they got it. They probably still got it. Hang on to that, fellas. Those are my boys. They were trying to teach me a lesson. I was just trying to keep Alex away because he was Ted's brother, and I loved Alex. But we would always be vying for Ted's attention. And, I'm not their natural brother, although I've been around that long. I fucking love Alex. He's the world's greatest guitar player. My little Alex. I fucking love him. Alex. You talk about him like you fucking even know. You don't even know the shit we've been through. I'd say that about Pays It Back, though. I knew it was wrong, but I was just doing it just because I admitted I was jealous. I want your attention. We're like two cats fighting for his brother's attention, you know what I mean? And Alex would just sometimes steal his attention away. And I'd be like, ugh. But that was good. I felt good about that because I wouldn't be able to pay him back ordinarily. I sold, he had a Gretsch electromagnetic or whatever you call that thing. Because it was an excellent guitar. It's beautiful. But he had others. He had a Gretsch Tennessean. And he deserves it because nobody plays like he does. He had other toys too. But hell yeah. That's how brothers do it. That's how brothers do it. They're not like you. They don't get all pissy and fucking wage a 10-year fucking war. It'd just be like, well, be classy about how you do it. Hey, Ma.